Everyone wants a stable job because stability sounds like safety and safety sounds like peace, but almost no one stops to ask what that stability is quietly taking in return. From the outside, a stable job looks responsible, mature, successful, but underneath that image is a trade most people never calculate. You're not just trading time for money, you're trading optionality for predictability, and once that trade is made, it's very hard to reverse. From childhood, the message is drilled in early. Study hard, behave well, get credentials, and stability will protect you. Stability becomes the goal, not freedom, not control, not leverage. And that's where the trap begins. Because a stable job doesn't lock you in all at once, it does it gradually, almost politely. First, it fixes your schedule. Your time stops being flexible and starts being segmented into blocks that belong to someone else. Your best hours are pre-sold before the day even starts. Then it fixes your energy. You might still have free time after work, but it's low-quality time, the kind you're too tired to invest, too drained to risk, too mentally foggy to build with. Over time, your life doesn't revolve around what matters to you. It revolves around recovering from work. And the system is designed that way because exhausted people don't challenge structures, they adapt to them. Stability also changes how you think. When your income is predictable, your mind starts prioritizing preservation over creation. You stop asking how to grow and start asking how to avoid loss. This is subtle, but powerful. Risk stops feeling like opportunity and starts feeling like danger. Even small experiments feel irresponsible. Even curiosity feels expensive. And while this is happening, lifestyle inflation quietly tightens the loop. A slightly better apartment, a nicer phone, a car payment that feels justified, subscriptions you barely use. None of these feel like mistakes in isolation, but together they raise your monthly survival cost. Now stability isn't just comfortable, it's necessary. You're no longer working to live, you're working to maintain the life your job created. At this point, freedom becomes theoretical. You tell yourself you'll explore options later, when things are calmer, when you save more, when the timing is right. But the timing never arrives, because stability removes urgency. Years pass without friction, without failure, without breakthroughs. On paper, you're progressing, but internally, something feels stalled. The scariest part is that stable jobs are excellent at hiding their cost. There's no alarm, no collapse, no obvious suffering, just a slow narrowing of possibility. Skills that could have compounded stay unused. Ideas stay untested. Ambitions get postponed until they quietly expire. And because nothing is visibly wrong, you assume this is just adulthood. This is just how life works. But the real cost shows up later, not as poverty, but as regret. As the realization that your best energy went into maintaining systems that didn't belong to you. That your creativity was rationed to evenings and weekends, when it barely had oxygen. That your identity slowly fused with a role that was never meant to define you. Stability isn't evil, but it's seductive. It convinces you that safety and stagnation are the same thing. It rewards consistency over courage and obedience over ownership. The longer you stay, the harder it becomes to imagine another way, because your self-worth becomes linked to reliability, not impact. You become good at surviving, not at building. And eventually, you don't feel trapped by force, you feel trapped by fear. Fear of losing status. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of starting from zero. Fear of discovering that you waited too long. The truth is, a stable job should be a foundation, not a ceiling. A resource, not an identity. A tool, not a contract on your future. Stability becomes dangerous only when it replaces growth, when it substitutes comfort for control. Because freedom doesn't come from predictability, it comes from leverage, from skills that compound, from choices that aren't tied to a single paycheck. The real question isn't whether your job is stable. The real question is whether your life still has room to expand, or whether stability quietly convinced you to stop trying.